And welcome back. It is Frankie Boyer. And so I have to tell you, this is very exciting because Mellisa Negrin Weiner is with us. She's a partner with a company that is doing an elder law conference right here in New York on December 4th. It's Aging and Cannabis, the business, politics, law, and science of cannabis. And it will be presented at the Heritage Club. And I'm so excited, Mellisa. Wow. Tell us about this. This is so great.
Hi, Frankie. How are you? Thank you so much for having me on here. So we are an elder law and estate planning firm. And as such, we have obviously, private clients who are elderly folks, and we also represent a good deal of nursing facilities. And really from both sides of the coin, there's a lot of questions and concerns about medical cannabis and the use of it, and for seniors who are transitioning from home to assisted livings or to nursing homes, how they can keep using what they're using, and how the facilities can manage and assist the patients with what they need.
And how brilliant to be doing this. I mean, this is something that you should be taking across the country, in all honesty. There's such a need for this.
Absolutely. I think that, the rules and the laws in New York State were put into place in 2014, and the population of people over 65 is the fastest growing segment to use medical cannabis, and it's really changing people's lives. It's improving their overall quality of life and really helping the senior population with things that affect probably all of them, like sleeping and appetite and generalized pain for a lot of these qualifying conditions that are required in order to be able to register to use the medical cannabis.
Right. And there's been conversations today in the news about companies that are not, 15 companies were cited as saying that they're not providing the best products. And I commend the FDA. I find that it's making this all now even more confusing, Mellisa. Don't you agree?
I do, and there's very strict compliance. There are only a certain number of dispensaries that are allowed to do this, and the medical practitioners have to be specially certified to be able to prescribe the medical cannabis, and it can become a little overwhelming for the individuals and for the healthcare facilities.
But even more so, I think that part of the problem is that what we're dealing with is misinformation all the way around. And, there are some people that need topical products to help with pain. There are some people that, in order to get off the opioids, can use CBD. I mean, there's so many varieties, and we're just not being educated. And you are doing something I think is pretty great. I think this is really awesome. What gave you the what provided you with this to do this?
Well, again, we're providing information from a legal standpoint, as we're elder law attorneys, but then we're also inviting to the conference some people to speak from a CPA firm to handle and talk about more of the business politics, and then some medical professionals to kind of talk about the science of cannabis and put it all together, because it really does greatly encompass all three aspects. And what you said is right on point. What I was going to mention before is, getting the aging population off of the opioids and away from that opioid use. The studies are showing that, that the medical cannabis is much easier on the kidneys and the liver and, just the body in general. It's gentler on the system than the opioids. So that in itself is a great reason to be getting this information out there.
Right. It really is. It really is. So tell us about the conference.
Well, the conference is going to be held Wednesday, December 4th at the Heritage Club in Bethpage, which is located at 99 Quaker Meeting House Road. It's a luncheon conference. It's going to go from 12:30 to 4. There's no charge for the event. We welcome people to come from, any segment of the population that wants to really learn about this. Another important group of people, really, besides the healthcare facilities and the seniors themselves, are the caregivers, because the caregivers they have to register, of course, but if they're a registered caregiver with medical cannabis, they're allowed to step into the shoes of the patient and actually obtain the treatment and administer the treatment. They can travel to pick up the treatment if the elderly individual cannot. So the caregivers also play a crucial role in this whole thing and really need to be educated on how it all works.
I love that you're doing this. This is so awesome. And tell us how this all came about and how long it took to make the planning of this.
Well, it's been something that's been going on for quite some time, and putting it together really, again, just came from looking at all the aspects of it, from a financial business perspective, from a medical perspective, and from the legal perspective. And it just makes sense, like you're saying, and especially from a financial perspective and what you were mentioning before, because federally it's still illegal. Medicaid, Medicare, health insurance, you're really not going to get coverage yet for these things. So it's limiting access to people who could really benefit from it. And, it's important to most people are focused on the medical piece of it, but it's really important to understand the business and the politics behind it as well. So it really came from a collaboration of professionals just looking to help clients and the elderly in general.
Yeah. And, you're mentioning the caretakers, caregivers. These caregivers are under tremendous stress. And for them to be a part of this is also very critical. They're a major part of this story in many instances.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you have patients who are unable to open a pill bottle. So, the caregiver, if they're going to be any part of this, they have to register in New York. If they registered, they're allowed to help with the accessing of the treatment. And it can be a family member or friend, and it
Sure.
can also be the facility itself. It could be the hospital. It could
Absolutely.
be the nursing facility.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Mellisa, we're out of time. What's the best website? How can people find out more about the conference? And we'd love to have you on to talk about post-conference.
Oh, that'd be great. They can visit our website. It's genserlaw.com. We are Genser Kona Elder Law, and the information for the conference is on our website. People can also call us at 631-390-5000.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll be back in just a moment. This is Franki Boyer. Stay tuned.
Luck, let a gentleman